What are carceral feminism? Critiques of liberal legalism. Imagine a world where locking up offenders is seen as the main way to solve gender violence. That's what carceral feminism promotes, using police and prisons as the primary tools for justice. It gained momentum from second-wave feminist movements that fought for legal protections for women. They pushed for laws against marital rape, domestic violence, sexual harassment, and other crimes. These legal wins helped many women feel recognized and protected under the law. But many critics say this approach has serious flaws. First, they argue that focusing only on punishing individual offenders ignores the bigger picture. Gender violence isn't just about bad apples. It's connected to social issues like poverty, lack of housing, male entitlement, and economic inequality. Simply arresting someone doesn't change these root causes. If we want real change, we need to address these social factors, not just punish the person who commits the act. Another point critics raise is about the role of the state. Liberal ideas emphasize limiting government power and protecting individual rights. But carceral feminism hands over a lot of power to police and courts. This can lead to unfair treatment, especially for marginalized groups. For example, women of color and immigrant women often face harsher consequences. When policies like mandatory arrests are used, they sometimes criminalize victims instead of perpetrators. This creates a paradox where expanding the criminal justice system actually harms the very communities liberals aim to protect. Critics also highlight that relying on criminal punishment often worsens inequality. Communities that are already overpoliced, like Black and immigrant neighborhoods, see higher arrest rates. Women from these communities may be unfairly targeted, and their cases can get lost in a system that doesn't serve everyone equally. This contradicts the liberal goal of equal protection under the law. Furthermore, many argue that legal solutions alone don't solve gender violence. Harsher sentences and more arrests haven't stopped sexual violence or domestic abuse. Most perpetrators never end up in prison. What victims really need are support systems, affordable housing, health care, mental health services, and community programs that help prevent violence and aid recovery. Lastly, critics point out that expanding police and court powers increases surveillance and control over marginalized groups. This runs counter to liberal values of privacy and personal freedom. Instead of empowering communities, it often leads to more state oversight and restrictions. From a liberal view, these critiques suggest that feminist efforts should focus more on social supports and positive rights. Policies that reduce economic dependence, provide safe housing, and offer health care can be more effective than just increasing criminal penalties. The core question becomes, how can justice be achieved without expanding state power and harming vulnerable populations? Addressing the root causes of violence and supporting victims through community-based solutions might better align with liberal principles of fairness, liberty, and equality.